Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Far From Pro podcast. I am your host, Evan Walsh, and with me is my co-host, Joseph Meyer. We have a good amount of stuff to get into today. First of all, we have to do what everyone loves, hot or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Joseph to hit me with what you got starting us off for the hot this week.
I will start us off this week. So, I don't know, most people that listen may not be familiar with the town of Lincoln, Nebraska. But this week, we had Snoop Dogg come for the holiday of 420. And he came to Lincoln, Nebraska, of all places, for a concert. Now, Lincoln, Nebraska, this is not Los Angeles, California. This is not, Portland, Oregon. This isn't Seattle, Washington, if you catch my drift. Mm-hmm. This is Lincoln, Nebraska. However, I did not go to the concert, but I heard it was a great time. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty bold move on his part. So that's my hot for the week. Snoop Dogg comes to Lincoln, Nebraska, gives a great show.
I did not know that.
Can't blame him for it.
And to be quite frank, I don't think anybody in the world could have guessed where. I think what Snoop Dogg's trying to do is he's trying to create the movement of marijuana just all around the country.
Yeah.
And then he just is like, well, what's the one place in the world that would never have it? Lincoln, Nebraska.
There you go.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
We never know.
When I saw that, I was like, no way.
You just never know. You just never know what's going on in that guy's head. I'm gonna back it up here with a hot. My hot for the week is saunas. I have taken upon myself to start going in saunas. I go to the local Lifetime sauna.
Yeah,
they got one in the locker room. I sort of had to start out slow. Go in for 10 minutes, see what it's like. See how my body takes it. Sometimes you test yourself, sometimes you don't. It depends on the day. But at the end of the day, when you get a good 15 to 20 minutes in a sauna, there's no other. You don't sweat like that anywhere else in the world.
Yeah,
no matter what you're doing,
true.
You just don't. And to feel that detox, to feel just your body just get cleansed. It's truly a one-of-a-kind feeling.
Is the Lifetime, is it a dry sauna or a wet sauna?
It is a dry heat sauna.
Okay. We have that here too at our fitness center. It's pretty nice. Late night workout and you go in the sauna afterwards and just chill with the boys in there. There's nothing better.
Can you hear my dog, Joseph?
I cannot, but the listeners may.
Good God. All right.
Get him on the pod. That's the next guest.
Oh, good God. All right. Well, you know what? You wouldn't want that. Don't even get me started here, Joseph. All right. Let's move. Do you have another hot, or do you?
I do not. You got a knot for us?
I got two knots for you, and I'm going to go back to back here.
Okay.
One, we're going to start with the Utah Jazz. We're adding on to your note last week. You said last week the biggest pressure for the two biggest pressures, and one of them you put down is the Utah Jazz. Here's why they're my not. They're a joke. Talk about playing against a team, the Dallas Mavericks. No problem with them. It is what it is. But they don't even have Luka, and you're losing. Not only that, you have two Supermax contract players on your team. You have 6 Man of the Year on your team. You have a very well-rounded roster with a very good coach, and yet you year after year do this. You do
disappointment after disappointment.
Yeah, It's what it is I do very well in the regular season, crap my pants in the playoffs, and then repeat. You can't do that.
It's horrid.
You can't do that.
Horrible.
It is horrid. I want no part.
I couldn't even watch because I don't like the Jazz, but I don't like the Mavericks more. And so just to see that happen, it's like you cannot go out there and lose 2 of 3, and honestly should be 3-0 right now. They barely beat them the first game without Luka. Yeah, Jazz are a definite not for the week.
Maybe for the NBA history.
Yeah. Yep.
We won't get in. I won't want to get into them more. I could be here for hours. I want you to clip what I'm about to say here. My second not would be Minnesota sports fans.
Yeah, that was obvious right there.
Was it, Joseph?
Oh, that was very obvious.
I want every Minnesota sports fan to listen to me real quick. And I'm going to say this once, and I'm never going to talk about it again. I just want to say it one time. You're dumb. You're dumb. You have been a sports fan your whole life in Minnesota, and year
horrible, dude.
After year, you guys pull the same shit out of your ass. Well, we got this fixed. Well, we're getting better. We're growing. No, dude, you're not. You're not. Dude, nothing's good for you.
Run, bro.
There's just nothing good, and you're the same idiot year after year, and you're until the day you die as a Minnesota sports fan, whoever you are, whatever, you're never gonna have anything to show for it. You're gonna be a loser for the rest of your life. Loser. And so, dude, all my Minnesota sports fans friends, I'm done having conversations with them. I'm done. You have nothing. You can't say anything. You're a loser. You're literally a loser. Why would I listen to you? Why would I waste my time? And you know what? And this is the best part, Joseph. You know what my favorite people are? Mm-hmm. Well, I grew up here. What? Okay, loser. So if I grew up in a loser city, you just accept that you're gonna be a loser for the rest of your life? Oh, well, I'm a loyal Shut up, dude. You're a fucking loser. You stay your loyal fan. Go do what you got to do. Hold your L for the rest of your life. I'll go be happy. And it's just a miserable life. Aren't you? You're a sports fan from Minnesota. Aren't you just miserable, Joseph?
I'm not even a Minnesota sports fan and I'm miserable, dude. I literally just cheer for them because it's fun to when the city does well. And it's just painful. I've been in Minnesota sports fan for 4 years, and I've seen some of the worst collapses in the entire history of the NFL and the NBA and the NHL and the MLB. It's painful. It's painful. And I will still root for the team because I like when the city does well. But watching that game last night, I just can't understand how that this is a theme across all the sports. Different owners, different organization, same city. It's all that matters. 21-0 run. That's all that has to be said. 0 timeouts. Ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about Minnesota sports anymore. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Neither do I.
But my hot not for the week. You know, as much as we could hate on the Timberwolves, doesn't look like the Nuggets are going to win a playoff game. Dude, It's been a tough NBA week, and for those listening on the episode on the Spotify or Apple podcast, Evan just got up and walked off. It's been a really, really, really tough week for.
I had to take a second there.
My NBA teams.
I was really hoping you wouldn't go there, Joe.
Here's why I'm going there.
I really wish you wouldn't.
Here's why I'm going there. There are some absolute bozos in the national media that are saying because the Nuggets are losing this series, that Jokic doesn't deserve MVP.
Idiots.
Completely ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing I have ever
But that's the nicest thing the
heard.
Media has said. They've called him a coward. They've called him a spaz.
Ridiculous.
And then the Draymond lock. Dude, he had almost a triple-double with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Will
That's not
Barton,
locking him down.
Will Barton is your number 2. If Will Barton is your number 2,
well, Aaron Gordon, you could probably throw there, but he's not even a scorer. That's really Will Barton offensively is your number 2.
I saw a take this morning that if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter were on this team, they would not have been a contender. Are you kidding me?
Who said that?
Nick Wright. Nick Wright said that this morning.
Okay, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Joseph. He also said there's 17 other players in the NBA that are better than Jason Tatum.
Ridiculous.
Don't listen to that guy.
He's
can't. An idiot.
I know. I like to listen because it's tomfoolery. It's ridiculous.
It's that, and not only that, it's still to this day it doesn't comprehend to me how the media hasn't I understand there's other players that are more entertaining. How have you not highlighted Jokic? Even just looking at his numbers, looking at it, he brought this team to a 6 seed. Even
should not be a playoff team.
They're the worst team ever besides him. Literally,
and to sit there and say that this series says anything about anyone on that team, it's the Warriors.
It's the Warriors, and I'm literally a diehard Nuggets fan. And I'm telling you, there's nothing that can be done.
This is not a series they were supposed to win. You can't, not at all. You can't shade them for losing it. Now, granted, yes, we could have. They could have snuck a game, and they still might sneak a game or two. But it's completely ridiculous that you can go out there and make a claim that because they're going to lose to the Warriors, that they're just somehow he doesn't deserve MVP. If this Nuggets team was going against the Mavericks, Jazz, or Grizzlies in this first round, they could I think they could win the series or at least sneak
find
two or
a way
games.
to get a win or something. I mean, they're down. I mean, it's been a blowout series. It's hasn't really been fun to watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it hasn't.
This Warriors team is, they got the
Stacked.
third Splash brother. They got Jordan Poole. By the way, as much as I love Jordan Poole, man, he's just
dude.
He's killing the Nuggets.
Dude.
But
Jordan Poole is gonna be
he's gonna be a phenomenal player.
He's gonna be a problem, dude.
I think. I want to know your thoughts right now because I think the Warriors we'll talk about the Suns a little bit too, and we can. Do you have another knot? We can just kind of
before we go any further. Can we just also talk about how they have one of the greatest point guards of all time, coming off the bench, bro? He's coming off. He's not even starting. Like, what do you want the Nuggets to do, bro? This guy is matching up with Monte Morris. Like. What do you come on, bro? Like what do you want us to do? Austin Rivers is guarding this guy. Again, I don't have any more knots. I can't, all this negativity and this crap that we're doing, Joseph. It's just terrible for it. We're
not going to talk about the Nuggets anymore because it's a lost season. Next year's our year.
Wait till Murray and Porter are back, you pussies on the internet.
Until Murray and Porter are dropping 40 combined a night.
Wait till that trio comes back. They're fully healthy. Porter, they're all playing on their max contracts, making big money for the big city of Denver. They're going to go.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude.
All right, that's enough Denver talk. But I want to get your thoughts on this. Now that the Suns are without Devin Booker, it says 2 to 3 weeks maybe. Mm-hmm. I think the Warriors are the favorites in the West right now. If they get to that series and Devin Booker does not play in half the games of the Warriors Suns series, which I think is what we're headed for right now. It's gonna be hard to beat that Warriors team, man. They've been there before. They know how to do it.
Well, and you know what? I want to agree with you, and I want to jump on that train. I really do, but I don't know what it is. Even with D-Book gone,
it's still just such a good team.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. Joseph, you're putting me in a tough spot here, dude. It's hard, and it's hard because I think against the Warriors next round, if Draymond, Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Poole stay fully healthy, I think, and if D-Book's gone, I think it's a 4-1 series Warriors. If D-Book's gone, whole series.
I might not say 4-1, but
4-2, 4-1 series,
the team's
man.
Good. I think people are doing this to the Nuggets. They're saying, look how bad the Nuggets are.
It's just so hard, dude, because it's like
just the Warriors, dude.
It's just
They're
like
so
the
good.
Suns. The Suns are a very well-rounded roster, but their team is not predicated on speed and spreading the court out. When you look at the Warriors and how well they spread the court out, how deep they are in not only speed but shooting and just that team is loaded with fast talent. And when you talk about they just don't match up well with the Suns. I don't see then again, it's hard because when you look at those matchups, Ayton, Draymond, I think Draymond and the experience in the playoffs, and I think he can guard him well enough, and maybe not lock him down, but he can guard him enough.
If you minimize Ayton's ability to get to the rim just a little bit,
slows the game down completely for the Suns.
Yeah,
and it's hard because they do have probably one of the smartest, I think the smartest basketball player ever, Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. It's hard when you have him at your point guard spot to demise him, and also just you saw how he played against the Pelicans in that game too, how he took over. If he wants to and he wants to go do something, he's one of the greats, so he can go do it. So it's hard and I also love Mikal Bridges. Probably one of the best defenders. I mean, I would have gave him the Defensive Player of the Year behind Marcus Smart. So second best defender in the NBA. I'm not even gonna put Crowder in there. I think Cam Johnson's a young rising star. Another guy off the bench. I don't know. I think that Suns team versus the Warriors would definitely be an interesting matchup. But if you're telling me that D-Book might be out for the series,
we'll see. 2 to 3 weeks, they would only play. Only time they would they might. No, they wouldn't play. They wouldn't play round 2. So it would have to be the conference finals. That's 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks away. So.
Remember, I'm all saying this if D-Book's out. If D-Book's healthy, I'm giving the series to the Suns.
I'm still with the Suns all the way if D-Book's healthy, but those injuries do stack up. I don't think we really need to talk about the Suns-Pelicans. I think the Suns will be able to
I think
come
they'll
out.
pull back. There is one series I'm a little nervous about.
Brandon Ingram's just that dude.
I agree. And you know what? Like we talked about last week, Zion needs to get his ass off the bench and playing because they look, dude. I talked about this. They look good. And if they get Zion back and playing at his like level, dude,
we did not even discuss this series because we didn't think the Pelicans would even have a chance to get a game.
But they pulled one off.
And they did. Pulled one off. Booker didn't play just in the fourth quarter, and they were already winning. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Joseph. We discredited the Pelicans. We completely disregarded them, and they proved us wrong. They shut us up. So
they did.
Cap off to the Pels. Good for them.
We'll talk just a little more. I want to say we talked about the other three series in the West, but the Mavericks Jazz, we talked a little bit about it, but I want to just define fraudulent, okay? I made a TikTok yesterday, and a lot of people were saying, and I said the Mavs were fraudulent, and that's why the Jazz, this is such a bad look for the Jazz, because the Mavs are a fraudulent team, especially without Luka. If you're a top 4 seed, I think you have to be a contender, and if you're not, you're fraudulent. That's my definition of fraudulent. If you are a top 4 seed and you're not considered a title contender, then you're fraudulent. The Mavericks are not a title contender. I don't care what anyone says. They are not. They are not a title contender. There is no world where the Mavericks are a title contender, even with Luka out there. That's why I thought the Jazz's loss was so bad, because this Mavericks team should not be able to win 2 games without their entire team, which is Luka Doncic. That being said, I think the Mavericks are going to win the series once Luka comes back. Mm-hmm. They're going to get smoked by the Suns. They're going to get smoked by the Suns. And if that comes back on me, I don't even care. They're going to get smoked by the Suns. I'm calling it right now.
Okay. I love it, Joseph. I love it. I mean,
let's go over to the East a little bit. Let's go over to the East. What
dude, the Heat are gonna win this thing, dude. I'm not even nervous. You look it's looking first off, Middleton's out, pussy. And then you got I don't even know if the Bucks are going to beat the Bulls, and the Bulls just pull. Are the Bulls back, Joseph? Are the Bulls back?
Are the Bulls back, dude? I want to root for it. I want to root for it.
You know what? The Heat have won the East. It's funny. I will be bringing back receipts of all those.
The Heat have won the East on April 22nd. 2022,
of all the people and all the people that said it, I was crazy. I mean, we have the comments. I have the receipts. Don't even try and delete your comments. I screenshotted.
We got the DMs. We got everything.
I got all my messages. When that happens,
it's either going to be the worst take of all time, or you are going to be
you bet your sweet ass, Joseph. That is going to be the best take you've ever heard. And you better believe that when I prove everyone wrong, you know exactly where I'm going to be, Joseph. Right here, letting them all know.
So I think the Heat should sweep the series. The Hawks might pull out a game, but they should sweep the series. Celtics, Nets. How are you feeling about this series?
Joseph, I'm nervous. I can't lie to you. Okay. I think the Celtics have KD figured out. And
really? Not a lot of teams have been able to say that.
I don't think anyone's ever. You know what? I regret what I just said. You can't figure out Kevin Durant. Yeah. However, they have definitely slowed him down.
Okay, I can get.
And it's shown. Kyrie, you saw game 1, and you're never slowing Kyrie down. We know how that works. But I'm nervous, dude. I'm a Nets guy. I want the Nets to win this series. I think the Celtics are a good ass team, and maybe they should deserve it. But, dude, I'm nervous. I can't lie to you.
I'm a little bit nervous.
I think I just didn't expect to be down 0-2. I did not expect to be down 0-2.
Yeah, especially with the way the bench played in Game 2. Kyrie and Durant really didn't show up that well, and the bench balled out, and they still lost. That was tough. But again, they're the 7 seed. They're supposed to be down 2-0. I think the Nets have the Celtics right where they want them. If the Nets pull off a win in Game 3, they are coming into Game 4 being able to tie up the series. If they tie up the series and they get hot, I'm worried going back to Boston if I'm the Celtics.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm not freaking out yet.
No, I mean,
if they lose Game 3, it's over.
I'm like getting those butterflies you get before like your first varsity game or something. You know, I'm just like, this is not normal. Like, I wasn't expecting this. Like, maybe we should slow things. You know what? I'm just at that phase right now. And you know what? It's hard with the Nets because I'm already seeing the things on Twitter and Instagram where it's like, well, they're going to wait till next year when they get an offseason without Harden and all this drama and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing.
Do it.
We've all been saying this Nets team is supposed to win a finals for like 2 years now. We can't just keep adding on years. KD and Kyrie are going to be 50. Like, you know what I mean?
If the Warriors win the championship, Kevin Durant is going to have a tough year.
Rough offseason,
He's going to have a rough time.
That sucks. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what would be going through that guy's head if that were to happen.
Yeah, but they're the 7th seed. They're supposed to be losing 2-0. Mm-hmm. I think if they can pull off a win in Game 3, it's like
essential at this point, bro.
And let's just stop with this hate. I feel like in the national media, after every game, the whole narrative changes. It's like, well, now all of a sudden 2 games later, the Nets suck. And 3 games later, Jokic is a clown. Yeah. And the Suns lose 1 game. They're not the championship.
Just destroying this team.
The Mavericks won 2 games against the Jazz. They're legit. Like, let's just stop this. It's been 2 to 3 games in most of these series. Bucks Bulls, we've only been 2 games, and it's kind of been wishy-washy. Talked about Middleton going out. The Bulls. If the Bulls pull off this win, I think it will be one of the biggest upset series in the history of the NBA, because the title aspirations of the Bucks and the absolute failure of the Bulls team to beat a good team all season.
You know, you're a sick individual, Joe.
If they pull that off, I will be utterly shocked.
You're a sick individual, you know that? It's hard to call it the greatest when it's a 3 versus 6 still. So
Alex Caruso versus NBA champions?
Well, let's not. I mean, then again, that's the story we're all waiting for here. It's more that Caruso is the man, and we all know it. And to be quite frank, in order for them to even come near the Bucks, we all know who needs to step up. We all know. DeMar. He needs to be a stud. He needs to play like
in Game 2. If he plays like that every game.
Exactly. It's hard to ask, I understand, but you need to step up. You need to play like that MVP player that they've all said you were all season long. Go show it. Go show that you can go beat the frickin' Bucks in the first round and move on. If you can do that, the MVP, you got to be in the MVP conversation then. If he frickin' goes out and dominates in a whole series and defeats Giannis and the Bucks,
it's like doable right now.
You know what I'm saying?
If I'm a Chicago Bulls fan right now, I'm feeling better than most teams. I'm feeling better than most teams are feeling right now.
1-1 going into Chicago,
I would
baby.
not think we would be in that position.
1-1 going into Chicago. Let's go.
There we go.
Let's go.
Lastly, last series we haven't talked about yet. Sixers, Raptors. This Sixers, Joel Embiid, man.
You see Joel Embiid clown Drake after he was clowning him after the game. After they won, he was freaking clowning him in Toronto.
It's a weird, I have a weird feeling about the Sixers. They could get hot here. James Harden really has not played very well, and they're up 3-0. So.
Well, okay. By the way, do you really mean that? Does the media really mean that?
Mean what? That James Harden hasn't played well?
To me, I just think you don't know basketball if you're saying that. If you say that genuinely, I don't think you that.
James Harden has to be he is a 2 right now, right? I think he has to be playing as if he's a 1 in order for them to win a championship.
Yeah, but then again, they're playing the first round against the dog shit Raptors.
No, he doesn't need to play well as of now. I'm saying
but he knows that. For one, fair. And by the way, 19-8-10 isn't bad. If you get that in NBA in a playoff series, that's two rebounds away from a triple double. Give the guy a break. And by the way, we're kind of discluding the fact that he's playing with a front runner for the MVP probably, and a young rising star in Tyrese Maxey, who's starting to freaking ball out in this series for whatever reason.
I'm just saying Harden's potential is so much higher. But if he plays to his full potential, they're winning the championship.
Of course, but I think that the people need to understand that the reason he went to Philadelphia is because he doesn't have to anymore.
You're right.
He doesn't need to go put up those 30, 10, and 10 numbers. That 19, 8, and 10.
You think they're beating the Heat without him playing 30, 10, and 10?
I think if James Harden averages 20, 8, and 10, let's just say that he averages that for a series, and Joel averages 30, what he would always average, whatever, 33, 12, and like 5. He doesn't even need to get assists. That's all he needs to do, rebounds, points. And Tyrese Maxey averages 22, 5, and 5, whatever, and plays defense. Tobias Harris chips in. You get your guys off the bench that chip in. I don't like. That's all he needs to do. And then here and there. What if Joel Embiid has a bad game? All right, Harden, your turn to step up. He goes for 40 points. I that's another narrative I've been seeing a lot recently, and to me, it just doesn't. To me, it's like I don't think people are really like looking at like. That's why I think that a lot of the media and a lot of people like that's how you. That's to me, it's like a real indicator you're not looking at the situation. Like, yes,
that's fair.
He was a scoring champion, MVP. But then again, because think about this. Like, look at Kevin. Look at, like, I understand people think, like, oh, he needs to come in and put up the same numbers at Philadelphia, and then if him and Joel do that, they'll be good. There's not enough basketball to play, and it doesn't work like that. And it does sometimes where they do together. But, like, with this team, when you have a player like Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and, like, a well-rounded team, and you also in a dominant player like Joel, you don't really need to, like, he doesn't need to put up those numbers,
It's weird for me to see him not being a dominant.
I think that's what
scorer.
It is. I think people don't. It's just different. It's like people don't like. It's different. It's different.
To see Joel Embiid being the guy that they go to at the end of the game instead of Harden is weird, but it's working so far.
Also, but then again, though, if I'm being honest with you, that's a great situation of why, like. This is going to sound terrible for me to say, and I'm going to probably regret saying it, so don't clip this. But
instantly clipped.
Harden fouling out was probably the best thing that happened that game.
Wow.
Because I think Harden would have taken the last shot, and if he was in, whatever. When was the last time you've seen a center in the NBA hit a fadeaway 3 for the game
That was
winner?
legacy. That was legacy stuff right there.
A fadeaway 3 for the game winner.
In the same building that he got knocked out of from Kawhi's shot. We
all saw him crying in the tunnel after he lost that game. He talked about how personal that was.
Feel for him. That's got to feel
Dude,
so good.
He's going to go nuts game 4. He's ending this series. He is done with Toronto.
We're going to get Heat Sixers in the second round, dude. That is going to be a fun series.
I know. I feel like shit because I actually wanted the Sixers to go far.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's weird that they're the 4 seed. And
sucks for them, I guess.
That's why I take it back. If you're a top 4 seed and you're not a contender, compare the Sixers to the Mavericks. Come on. Not even in the same stratosphere.
It's overall. I understand the Harden narrative. I understand, no doubt, but it's how I feel, and I think it's the truth. I think the numbers show it, and they're up 3-0.
Yeah,
Harden's
if they stay healthy. If Bucks are a little bit injured,
it's like I don't get that. He's playing bad, yet their team's up 3-0. Like, play as bad as you want.
I just think Joel's played that good. I think Joel's been that good that it doesn't matter how well his teammates play. But we'll see. Right. You still got Heat coming out of the East though.
Of course, Joseph. We've been there. I'm not
until
they lose. I'm riding with them.
I'm still going with the Bucks, but I'm not feeling good about that right now.
Until they lose,
Heat look good. Celtics look good.
They lose, that's what I'm doing.
Sixers
all right,
look amazing.
I want to talk a little NFL.
Some interesting stuff this week.
So this is the most interesting story. I think everyone wants to hear us talk about is the Deebo story.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run you through what I know.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I know about the Deebo situation, and then I'm going to give you my take. Deebo asked for a trade, requested a trade out of the 49ers. He doesn't want to be part of the team anymore. Then there was a report that came out that said it was because he didn't want to be a running back type player anymore. He said, well, first there were speculations that, the team wanted, there were teams, the team wanted him to be a hybrid. Like, he was going somewhere because he knew he could get paid more because he was playing 2 different positions. Clearly not true at all. He said, I just don't want to play running back anymore. Yeah. I'm a wide receiver. I want to go be the wide receiver 1 somewhere, and I don't want to run the ball anymore. Okay. Here's my take. And I'm assuming he's going to go somewhere, sign for a lot of money, and be the number 1 receiver. He's a stud. I'm not taking that away from him. He's a freaking dog. Here's my take. Doesn't that hybrid mix, isn't that what makes him so special?
That's exactly what my thoughts were.
Like, Like,
that's what makes him an arguably the best weapon in the NFL.
Okay.
He's still a great receiver.
How about
no
this?
matter what.
What if Deion Sanders just said, I don't want to play baseball anymore, I'm done. But we all regarded him as like you know what I mean? Like what if he just quit? Well, then he's not really a two-sport like great athlete that we all thought he was. And he's just a one sport, you know? Like I'm saying, if he never like went pro, but now it's like that was probably a god-awful analogy. I really don't know what I was going for there from that. But what I'm trying to get at is you're taking away like who you are. Like what makes you special. Like you can do both. If you're going into the market telling everyone, I don't want to play running back, I don't want to do the thing that makes me special, I can't imagine a lot of teams are jumping all over that, right?
Teams that have a lot of cap space that will throw around money will, like the Jets and the Jaguars. And that's what I'm saying. For Deebo's sake, why would you want to go somewhere where they're going to let you be the number wide receiver? Because let's say this. Let's say he goes to a contender, right? Let's just say the Rams somehow make the cap space to get him. Not that the 49ers would trade him to the Rams. The Rams are not going to want him to be their number one wide receiver. They're going to want him to do the stuff that he's been doing. That's what makes him such a good weapon. And so for him to say, I just want to be a wide receiver, go ahead. Go do what you want. Problem is, you're not going to be on as good of a team as the 49ers. There's not going to be a much better position for you as Deebo Samuel to be in than with the 49ers. There's just not. You have a very good coach, a rookie quarterback that most people are very high on. If not, you still have Jimmy G and you've put up great numbers. This team was an NFC Championship team last year. So I can't get on board with the trade request because he's a great wide receiver, point blank period. Great wide receiver, point blank period. But what makes him an elite weapon and an elite player is, yes, his run after the catch ability, but also the screens, the draws, everything in between, his athletic ability. That's what makes him so special. And so if he wants to take that entirely out of his game, go ahead. You don't have to do it. Obviously, he can do whatever he wants, but he's not going to be regarded in the same way. He's not Devontae Adams. He's not DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, he doesn't have the same actual wide receiver skills as those guys. Still think he's going to be an elite wide receiver no matter where he is. I don't know about the trade. I don't know about the trade request.
Yeah, it was so bizarre to me him saying that. And like, to get by on another thing, one thing that I hate is when athletes are driven by money. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, I think it's the NFL is the biggest victim of this.
Yeah.
You know, he did obviously with the wide receiver market going up after all these trades and just the offseason and everything.
Well, there's a lot of guys that are holding out.
Yeah, I mean, look at A.J. Brown. Look at Terry McLaurin. Like, these guys are holding back. They don't want to be part because they know how much money they can get. It makes me so mad because it's like, why wouldn't you just want to play football?
Why would you rather pay for the Jaguars for $10 million more?
And here's the thing: is it really for a guy like you, like a pro athlete like Deebo Samuel? Is there really that big of a difference between $17 million and $22 million?
I honestly don't think Deebo's about the money. I think he really just doesn't want to.
I think he is. And okay, let me tell you that. All right, what about this? What if you think that Deebo? Okay, what if the 49ers would have offered him the contract that he had asked for with however much money that he wanted? Do you think that he would have stayed or left?
I think he would have stayed for more money, but he doesn't want to play for less money for doing what he's doing. And
that's the thing, though. It's like,
but who else is going to pay him big money to not do what he's doing now?
I'm not a pro athlete, so it's very arrogant for me to even say this, but I'm very far from pro, as we know. But
it's in the name.
The thing that just makes me so like, especially if I'm like a quarterback, but even like a receiver, like why wouldn't you take like the pay cuts of like that little $5 million that could go get you probably a better player on your team?
Yeah.
There's like, you could get a solid player for $5 million a year.
You can't say you're all about winning championships and then
that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like
want to trade to the Jets.
These guys always talk about like when in certain situations be like, oh, I'm just about winning, man. Shut the hell up. Like
the Jets are the favorites right now to land him, and if they get him,
Get Zach
he
Wilson.
He can't say that he wants to win a championship because no one in their right mind goes to the Jets wanting to win a championship.
Exactly. And you know what? Let's go get that guy. Let's go get Zach Wilson a weapon, huh? Let's see what he can do with him.
I mean, I think it would be a good move for the Jets.
God, they got a tight end there in the
I don't know that
offseason,
Deebo
too.
Samuel would want to do that, but...
Yeah, let's go see what the Jets can do this year, huh? How about
you got any other NFL takes? It wasn't too much this week.
No, and that was it. I really just had to take on Deebo. I mean,
wide
I didn't
receivers
really
wanting more money.
Yeah.
If that's all we got, I think we can move into our top three here.
Let's jump right into it.
This is a crucial top three, man. Crucial.
I told you I'd be hot. I told you I'd make my way into
I wasn't
last
super
week.
confident about that last week. It was kind of a tough one for me.
Here you go.
We're tied 4-4 right now.
Here you go.
So this one is...
This is it, folks.
This is it. So one of us is doing a TikTok.
We let the people decide this week, and we have decided, as me and Joseph, that we are going with top 3 beverages from our guy, Cade Anderson. God, do we appreciate it, buddy. Or wait, you know what? That might not have been Cade. I'm going to tell you what, though. Before we go any further, some of these top 3s were probably the best things. No, you see, Cade gave me another one that just made me die of laughter. That's Riley Doherty. All right, let's give Riley Doherty the credit, huh? Give him a follow on Instagram, Riley Doherty 24. Okay.
We got a lot of we got some good ideas for the future.
Yeah, no.
We got bevs this week.
We're going top 3 bevs from Riley Doherty, not Cade Anderson.
You go ahead and start first.
I'm gonna go at number 3. I'm going with the Arizona. You can go with all sorts of variety on this, but
hold up here.
I'm going with just the basic.
Okay.
Arnold Palmer, Arizona, sweet tea lemonade, cash. Oh God, whether you're on a golf course, by a beach, whatever, in the office, get yourself an Arizona Arnold Palmer, best drink at the golf course, undisputed. I'm not getting into that right now. Number 2. Woo! Almost lost the mic there for a second. Number 2, we're going with the Kitty Cocktail. Shirley Temple, call it what you want. Really does wonders. I think when you're at a restaurant, I think it's a staple. Most kids get it. Not the best for you, but God, does it really taste good. And when you get the few cherries in there on top, it really is the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top, no doubt about it.
What are you going to bring it home with?
Number 1, this is going to create some controversy. This is. I'm going with Prime by Logan Paul and KSI. Hear me out. I was at the local vitamin shop the other day getting my vitamins in, and I happened to run past their Prime stacked up in a fridge. Okay, and I like Logan Paul. I love listening to his podcast. I like the guy. I figured I'd go taste it. Joseph, what are we doing? What's with this reaction here? Like, what?
Have the chance to bring it home, and you bring it home with Prime. I have not tried it. I'm sure it's good. And go ahead. Let's hear.
And you know what, Joseph? This is gonna lose me the top 3, and I already know it.
I don't think so, because your list is pretty strong. So I'm a little nervous.
Well, it seems strong. Let me finish though, okay? Yeah. And I got the Prime. And I bought it, and you know what? I was driving home. I took a sip of each flavor, rocked my world. Thought it was absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? It's hard to find, but when I get it, you sure believe I'm buying it. It's my favorite drink right now. Number 1 is Prime. Joseph, we're going to swing it over to you.
So, this is hard for me to say because I really do enjoy your list. It's a great list. I've not had Prime, but I'm sure it's good. Number 3. I think this is a hearty American staple. We can get into the best types of this drink, but root beer is just the staple.
You know what?
Is the staple of America. You can't be American without a good root bear on a hot day.
I beg to differ, Joseph.
You could go Mug. You could go Barks. You could really go whatever flavor you want.
What type of root beer are we doing here? But what brand, I should say?
I'm a Mug guy. Okay.
I'm a Mug guy. I can get behind that.
I think it's the least controversial dark soda.
You know who seems like a Pib Extra type fella? Tom Brady. He's definitely a Pib Extra type guy. You don't want to be around Pib Extra type.
Is that even root beer?
I think so. I think they have a type of
Dr.
root beer.
Pibb. That's like Dr. Pepper.
No, but they have a type of root beer. I've had it before. I know I have because I remember I made fun of it.
Number 2. This is an incredible drink. Vitamin water is the best drink out there to drink on
and I got scolded for Prime.
And on any occasion, vitamin water is that dude. I will go down. I'm like this. If I lose and I have to do a thirst trap TikTok for saying vitamin water is a top 3 bev, I will go down because it is so good. There are so many flavors. XXS is the best. XXS is the best. Number 1, I'm also going Arnold Palmer. That you brought it out. You brought it out. It's the undisputed best drink
If you
of all
win
time.
this shit, I am quitting Far From Prime. Vitamin water, dog. I mean,
it's so good.
It depends what flavor you're getting, and not only that, it's like, and I completely get behind it, and it made 50 Cent like a lot of money, so I'm completely get behind it, and I think the idea of vitamin water is great, but it's just like it doesn't taste that good. It's like people who say sparkling water is good. Do you like sparkling water, Joseph?
No, I don't like carbonated beverages.
Neither do I. I'm not a big.
That's why I'm going Arnold Palmer and vitamin water.
Not a big carbonated guy. Even though
Arnold Palmer is the best.
Even that Kid Cocktail too, kind of being hypocritical. It is what it is.
That's a good pick because it's not
I'm
super.
gonna throw in an honorable mention.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm throwing an honorable mention. I'm gonna go Body Armor, and I'm just gonna go the brand. I think Body Armor, the brand, and the drinks that they make are really special. Try not, they may not be the best for you. There's been some controversy. I think it's really special. I like all their drinks. I think they taste phenomenal. I'm throwing Body Armor in at number 4. That's a good Pepsi
Pepsi would be my 4th.
Cherry. Okay, I can get behind that. Cherry drinks are fire. Anything cherry, really special. Really special what they got brewing over there.
So that's our list. The loser of this is doing an embarrassing TikTok on our TikTok page.
This is a big week. This is the biggest week the top 3's ever had.
Trap, vote for me.
Biggest week top 3's ever had.
And I think we need to specify this when we do the list that you had Prime number 1. Is that what you're saying here?
Joseph. I think for you to knock Prime without having it is
that's fair, but
that is just ridiculous. That makes you a sick individual. You know that? You tried throwing me under the bus and you never even had Prime before. What if you had Prime and it was your favorite drink you ever had?
I'm going to go out and get it right now. That's what I'm going to do.
You're not going to find it in Lincoln, Nebraska. Come on.
Yeah. How big do you think Lincoln, Nebraska is? How many people do you think live here? Because nobody knows how big of a city it is. It's actually hilarious.
Like if I had to guess?
Yes, if you had to guess, how many people? What's the population?
I bet Lionel's bigger than Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I bet
look it up right now. Live reaction.
All right.
People, this is so funny to me. People have no idea how big Lincoln is.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
It's crazy.
Population 291,000.
Yes.
Damn.
It's a huge city, dude. I mean, not huge, but like it's a big city. Yes, I'm gonna find Prime. Someone asked me if we had Target. We've got like 9 Targets.
Dude, in 2019, it was at 400, and now it's in Omaha. Omaha, there's 475,000. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Not as many suburbs, but it's still a massive city.
That's
wild. And we even have Shields. So Minneapolis doesn't even have a Shields. So
we got one in Eden Prairie now.
Oh, okay.
Eden Prairie, they got one. Right. Wow, Joseph, that's wild.
All right, that's all we got. That's enough for that. Vote for me if you want to see Evan do a thirst trap. That's all we got. Evan, last thoughts?
No, and you know what? I'm just excited for the top 3. When Joseph, when do you want me to put it up? We're gonna let Joseph decide when to.
We're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it up Tuesday. We'll give everyone a chance to listen to it.
Give a chance to listen. Tuesday it will be up. I need the votes. I can't do a third. I'm not good at TikTok. I'm not good at dancing. I'm not good at third. I can't do this. I need you guys.
See, I think that's why we want to see it.
And I don't know if anyone's been really paying attention, but the TikTok is picking up speed no tomorrow. It's growing,
it's been
which
great.
Is why I'm even more scared to post it. Regardless, it's been growing. If you haven't went and checked it out, go check it out. Like our posts, follow us. It's been growing. It's been phenomenal. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for listening. You guys have a great rest of your guys' days and have a beautiful, beautiful April week.
Peace.